Question of the day. What is your favorite zany style game? A game in which you're just playing against a couple players, maybe something like in the lines of, what's that game called? It's right there, I just can't see it. Flux. Something like Flux, or the one where you kick the door in where there's like 17,000 versions of Munchkin, right? What is your favorite kind of zany game? Now, today we're talking about a game called Challengers, which uses characters from all sorts of different universes and places in order to play a capture the flag game. That's right, in a park in which there are dinosaurs and giant teddy bears competing for this flag. So let me know in the comments below what's your favorite zany, manic style game. So right now, let's take a look at how Challengers from Z-Man Games plays, and we'll come back up, talk final thoughts right now. Alright, so this is Challenger set up for exactly 4 players, not 3 and not 5, because if you do, you have to do some shenanigans with the robot player. So we're not doing that. We're going to play with just 4 human being players. Now, you will get a card. This is the plan card here that shows you, tournament playing card, player counts. Everybody gets one of these. Now notice this one's all green, so this one's kind of always green. It's always in based on player count. So someone's only going to play in the green park. Here though, depending on the round, you'll be in a different park. And it says, if you have to change parks, get up and move your stuff to that park. I'm not doing that. I don't trust people to sit in my coffee spot and all that sort of stuff. I'm kidding. But the point is, you will change based on where you're playing. And the reason that matters is because 2 of you are going to have an encounter in red, and 2 of you are going to have an encounter in green. And then it's going to flip-flop to where you're always going to be facing someone. Now everyone starts with this starter deck here, based on their symbol of their card. So ours is the Pentagon here, so we start with the Pentagon cards. These are things like newcomers, talent, dog, and champion. These are as basic as it gets. You're gonna shuffle these up, you're gonna sit them here to your side with a little bit of space between them. Now this space actually you would need to leave because these are your benches, and your benches are where you put cards once you've lost them in battle. Now when you've lost them, I shouldn't say, when you've lost a battle or a round. When you do that though, there's 2 ways to lose a fight we'll talk about. One is to not have enough power to take over the opponent's flag, and the other one is not have any room left to put it on your bench. So it kind of times out the battle that way. Now everyone will do the deck phase simultaneously, and the deck phase is essentially you're going to draw 5 cards. You can keep as many cards as shown based on the round. In round 1 we can keep 2 cards from the A pile. So you have an A pile, a B pile, and a C pile here with these nifty little card trays. When things are discarded, they go face up here. It's pretty cool. So we're going to draw 2 cards from the A pile. 1, 2. And we can choose, we're going to draw 5. Sorry, I don't know why I said that. We're going to draw 5 and we're going to choose to keep 2. Now, we're looking for power and we're looking for ability. So the power is the amount of power it gives you when you fight someone. The ability at the bottom might be better. It says if there's at least 1 card with a base power 1 on your bench, this card has a +3. So this becomes a 4 if you've got a base of 1. And let's be honest, there's a great chance that you will have a base of 1 on your bench if this comes into play later. So you can keep it, but it's kind of a gamble. So I'm going to say we keep, so if this card gets in flag possession, take 2 fans. So if this is the last card that plays to add power, this card would have flag possession. You take everything else you've played and you put the flag on top of this card. So now it's a, you just immediately get 2 points for it. So I'm going to say we're going to take, the spider's nice, just straight power. So we're going to take the spider and let's take that jester. Like I said, these would shuffle back up, and if you choose not to take them, they'll just go right here in the top of the little tray. Boy, I missed completely, which is impressive. Then you're going to take your deck and you're going to shuffle it completely. Now this is an overhand shuffle, which is not exactly a great shuffle. It's technically just cutting. Now if you pull from the bottom, you're shuffling a little bit more. You can do false cuts, false shuffles. Hey, that's what I'm all about. Anyway, so not in card gaming, just so we're clear, except the spectacular when it felt like I accidentally cheated every time. Now, you shuffle your cards up, and then here's how it's going to work. You're going to determine who has flag possession first by flipping a coin. Now, normally it'd be whoever won the last round or who has the highest trophy showing of the 2 people in the fight. Whoever would call that would become flag possession first. Then that person will reveal the top card of their deck. So let's just say they have a spider here. So now I have to get to 4 power, excuse me, to beat that. Now I have a full deck right now, so I'm going to obviously do this. So I'm going to go 1, oh, there's 3 right there. 2, so the jester gets placed on top. This now becomes the winning part of this. You'd be facing it between you. So now this person only has to beat one, but this spider goes to its bench. So now let's just pull from here, just for, okay, well, they're not shuffled really good right there on top, but pull from here. So there we go, there's a gangster. During the attack, this card has a +2, so this is a 4 if it's attacking. So now it takes it back. These go to my bench, but they go separately. Now, however, if I had another jester or another dog, I would put them on top of each other. And this will go until someone either doesn't have the power to beat them, or I don't have any more spaces on my bench. That person will take the trophy off the top for the round, so this is round 1, and it will give them this many fans at the end of the game. Now, collecting fans is important because in a multi-person game, you will play a final round, a finale of those who make it into the finale. In a 2-player game, you won't do that, you'll just end it. But that's the game, you're gonna do that over and over, and as the rounds get higher, the cards you can choose to keep get better and better. So 2 from B, 1 from C, 2 from C, all that sort of stuff. So the cards get better and better, and your deck gets better and better. You can take a mulligan once per deck phase, so you may discard cards, draw in this round, and draw that number of new cards. Now you can do this before or after you choose to keep one of the 2. It's up to you, but that's how you play challengers. I did want to show you some of the art in here. It's really fun stuff. So you've got several different types. You've got movie heroes, you've got nautical stuff, you've got vampires and horror stuff. There's even an illusionist. I feel very seen. Although it's that guy. Looks like Alexander Herman mixed with, what's the guy from the old school Eraserhead movie or Flat Top? Yeah, hey, James Cagney. Yeah, it looks like James Cagney and Alexander Herman mixed. I don't wear that when I perform, but I'll take it. I will take it. I'm not sure what trick he's doing either. It looks clearly like he's turned his hand into a skull. Anyway, all sorts of different things. There's fantasy, there's silliness abounds, and the art's just adorable in this game. Teddy bear, look at that. Teddy bear's worth 7 power. It's a strong teddy bear. So that is how you play challengers. So that's challengers. First of all, it looks great, right? Those neoprene mats are really nice. I like having those out there. They can quickly go on the board. The only downside of setup for this one is that either at the end of the game you just played or at the beginning of the game you're starting, you're going to have to separate those factions back out unless you want to just play with them again, which is possible because there's only 6 and you're choosing 5 of them. So you could do that. You could say, well, let's just play again with those same factions. Then you don't have to worry about it as much, and then you just shuffle the cards up. But there is that. If you wanted to change factions, you're going to have to go through and take those out. Your starter cards are pretty straightforward. What you do in the game is pretty straightforward. The only downside is I do not want to get up and move places at a table once there's a bunch of people in game night. That's just one quibble for me, but I think you can mitigate that by just sitting at a table that is reachable in all places you need it to be. Now, granted, it plays a lot of people, so you could be doing some moving and stuff, but I think that's supposed to be part of the appeal, but I'm too lazy for that. Anyway, the game looks great. The art is really cool. I actually like this artsy style, cutesy style. And again, I just said it in another review. I don't always say that, but for some reason in Challengers, it just works because everything is done in this style and it just has a really fun appeal to it. And gameplay-wise, it's also very simple. Like, this is easy to teach. You're trying to get the best cards. Now, the only thing you're going to have to do is pay attention to if any cards do some crazy combos and things like that. But at the end of the day, the mechanics are very, very simple to this game. You're going to get cards, make your deck better, and then place them out. Now, there is a random nature to that because you're shuffling that deck and you're playing a card from the top each time. You're not playing it out of your hand. So it does mitigate the OP nature of, well, I know what this card will do with this card. So you're hoping to have that. So the downside of that is a lot of gambling happens of, man, I hope this card comes up in my bench so that this card becomes more powerful. So little things like that are there. But at the end of the day, it is fun, silly, zany, and it does involve the feel of those games like Flux and Munchkin and all that without all the crazy take that. There's never a moment where you go, all right, I got this, and someone goes, oh, wait a minute, I've got this card that makes you have to run 6 miles outside and then come back in. There's nothing like that, which is nice because it means that this has a zany appeal, but it's very approachable. This game is wildly approachable. So Challengers is a fun game. I'm going to give it a solid 7.5 just because the art looks great. It's fun to teach, fun to play. It's quick to teach, quick to play, and it just has a nice feel. It's also very straightforward. So that is Challengers from Z-Man Games. I'm Bryan Drake here on the Dice Tower. Check out the merch store. It is open right now, dicetowerstore.com. We've already seen orders flooding in, and we can't wait to get those to you and have more merch coming in the future. So I'm Bryan Drake, Dice Tower Bryan on all the socials. Until next time, we'll see you.